Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, and a good Saturday morning to you from our live studio in Sugar Land, Texas, a subdivision of Houston, Texas.
Nice.
Along with Mike out of this world, Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday, last 30 minutes of our show this morning. And we purposely scheduled Jillian to come and talk with us because they're just now waking up out on the left coast. Live from Ontario and the Ontario Auto Center is Jillian Romero Chaves. Jillian, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And Jillian, by the way, is the president of the Ontario Auto Center, one of the largest auto centers in Southern California. 19 brands, 14 dealerships. Hello. Yeah, it's major.
It's a busy place.
It is a very busy place. So, I'm just going to read this because I think it really kind of sets the tone that we want to take to begin. Cacophony of economic variables right now has made forecasting the future of the automotive industry a difficult task on any day. Inflation, war, interest in alternative fuels, supply issues, electrification, new legislation, much more, putting the industry in uncharted waters. And I think that kind of says it all right there. Hazy visibility. So, Jillian, how do you direct something in such a fluid state these days to be successful and to still, the bottom line is, to sell cars?
Yeah, you know what? We're in a really great place, more so than we were back in 2007, 2009 in the last recession, because dealers today have 100% more visibility into what's going on data-wise than we did back then. So back then we didn't have CRMs, we didn't have what we were doing in service, we didn't have the information. It was all based on feeling. And today we're really able to kind of see the numbers, see what's transitioning, looking what's happening online, looking what's happening to our digital showrooms, see how it reacts, and then actually be purposeful about the traffic that we are getting, especially as it means to the internet department. Very, very specific to that as well. Like, we can actually control certain amounts of traffic with internet, with online booking appointments, with home delivery. We're just in a much stronger place in terms of being able to manage the ups and downs than we were ever before. And I think that's the biggest thing that we're happy and comfortable going into this to these uncertain times with, is the visibility that we have.
And there's so much competition online. Not only you in competition with other dealerships, but you also have this huge online presence of used cars. How do you deal with all of that?
You know what? It's not as bad as you would think. We have really smart people. That's what I'm super excited about the car business car people have always been super smart, but we've adapted now and we've included even more smart people, and everyone's looking at the numbers. So when we're looking at competition with other used car dealerships and pricing in different markets, everyone's being purposeful. If something's not moving or getting a certain amount of views or looks at in a day, it becomes adjusted. It's not a set it and forget it kind of industry. We're definitely in the weeds, in the details, understanding all the behaviors around each of the pieces. So it's really, for us, it's a good opportunity. That's all I can keep saying, for good dealerships, for competitive dealerships, for smart dealerships. As long as you're not getting a bit of atrophy with this last wave of, how easy it was to sell a car because of the demand. Like, as long as we're figuring out our processes and putting our thumb to the temperature of everything, we're going to be just fine.
But it sounds like you've also done a good job of adapting to a changing industry, because I'm going to assume that 2018, 2019, with all of the brands you carry and all of the rooftops you carry, you had 2,000-3,000 cars on the ground in inventory between new and used, and probably even more than that. And now you're operating on maybe a quarter of that. So a lot of this serving the customer is a lot more important today than it was taking it up.
It's in the forefront.
Yes, it is. It's in the forefront. That's exactly right. It's happening even before the person comes on the lot. Like, that's the difference. And not only that is I mean, figuring out what the customer's needs are too. Right now, services had a huge push, right? So that we really had to acclimate to what service looks like in this current environment, how we can manage the traffic that way. And then also just get, per your point on inventory, get creative on what we can do. Our Maserati of Ontario store, for example, had a lot, and I didn't have enough inventory. So we went for a market. That general manager there was super smart, went to a market that was having these very expensive vehicles, exotic cars, pulling them into the used car lot and then selling them like one at a time. And then it became very popular in the area, city of Ontario, where outside of Los Angeles, obviously more in the Inland Empire, but then it became a location spot for these high end, these people who are looking for these luxury vehicles over there in Ontario. But yes, we've definitely been flexible.
So it goes back to what you were saying earlier, that you're basically looking at everything real time. You've got something out there and you're not getting the views or the looks, the hits that you think it should. So you may change it overnight and go to the next day. So it's very much a real time activity instead of
very fluid.
Yeah, in the old days where you might take out a newspaper ad and so that's a week from now that's going to be there. You're doing it now.
Oh, 100%. And you know what? I get pushback because we do, like, we as dealers, right? You look at stuff maybe for a marketing plan, maybe once a quarter. That was before, right? Then you started looking at it once a month. We're looking at it again for our marketing vendors. We're meeting at least twice a month and doing a mid-month traffic, seeing where we are. Because if you're not pacing at the correct amount in terms of getting opportunities to sell your vehicles in the mid-month, you can adjust mid-month. It's not set in stone, especially with you talking about different newspaper ads. That's a bit more traditional media.
Right.
With the digital spend, I can just turn something up. I'm like, okay, this isn't coming here, this campaign directly. Let me turn it up here, see if I can adjust and move forward. But it does take a lot of really smart people, smart general managers, communications between the store, the marketing department, and the operation team. Because not operation in terms of the salespeople, but really the BDC team. Because what happens if I turn up one knob, right, and I don't have a scheduler turned up on the other knob, and they're not talking to each other? I'm just wasting money. So it's really a matter of really keeping aware of your whole ecosystem and adjusting throughout all the peaks and valleys of this time period.
And you've mentioned a couple of times the service operation and how important the service operation is to the health of a dealership and a dealer group. You know, you spend thousands of dollars selling that new car to that first-time customer. You don't have to spend nearly as much if you treat them right in the service department, earn their loyalty to the brand of the Ontario Auto Group to bring them back to buy the second, third, fourth, and fifth car. So, you know, listening to you as a general manager talk about the importance of service, that says a lot of how you view your operation as well.
Yeah, no, service is huge, and we look at it just like we look at sales. I mean, we switched it about a year ago so that we're actually seeing the pacing of your appointments. It's the same thing, right? We should be able to pace what our goal is, how many appointments per day, how many ROs per day, and then again, you're adjusting on the front end, or you're adjusting face to face on customer pay, warranty, all this stuff. But the opportunities need to get into the dealerships, right? You actually have to get the customer in, and that's where I'm adjusting volume here or there to see, okay, can you guys, and capacity wise, can you guys afford to have all these customers in? Because that's the other tricky part that we're all dealing with, right? Is not having enough technicians and actually having the capacity. And we hate having those situations where you're booking people, you know, three weeks later, 4 weeks later, these people need service, they need it now. How can we adjust things to make sure that people are being able to get their cars in, getting their vehicles in? But it's very tricky, and managing expectations is a huge part. Having a strong BDC department, following up, communicating that parts on back order, it's going to be a bit, we have it here, like in the meantime, let me get you into a rental. These kind of things are super important as we navigate this whole unstable situation.
So the depth and breadth of the products that you have in the dealerships that you have, do you find yourself moving products around to different cities, different stores to keep that as a level pace?
I think the communication's always there for sure. We try to. It's a bit harder to navigate just with each different store. Even with our dealerships, Ontario Auto Center, we have great communication. All of this, we all have different franchises. I'm also the managing director of Automotive Group, where we have 17 car dealerships in Southern California. And of those car dealerships, we have, a few Toyota stores, a few Lexus stores, and that's where you're going to see that communication and being able to like communicate and help each other out on different shortages here and there.
So when your used car, and I don't know if you run a separate used car sales operation versus a new car operation, but can your used car salespeople sell out of one pool of the entire group, or do they just sell out of the vehicles that they have there
that location
at their rooftop?
Yeah.
Got it. So for the Ontario Auto Center, we have one website, and it basically adds like a referral site. So similar to any third-party website, CarGuru, Auto Trader, similar to that, right? And that's what we really found some success in, is all our inventory is grouped there, used and new, right?
Okay.
And from there, you can get people to the lead will go to the different dealership where the store is, but it is the one source, and that's where we drive a lot of our auto center traffic, is understanding that the customer really likes this holistic experience where they can see everything in one spot, especially digitally. And that's proven very successful in the last like 5 years, where we've really put a lot of effort on making sure that that website is your platform for the whole auto center. All the inventory's there. It's super easy to read, super easy to come by. And also educational, as you communicated earlier in the time period we were talking about electric vehicles, and we're also making that a resource of understanding and learning in that space.
Well, let me ask you, if you have, let's just use, for instance, a Chevrolet dealership and a Toyota dealership, and they're both selling sedans, one is a Toyota, one is a Chevrolet, how do you negotiate that? Do you say, okay, I'm looking for a Chevrolet, but I found over here on the website a Toyota that I'm really interested in. Do you send them to the Toyota store, or do you take the Toyota and send it over to the Chevy store where they were shopping?
Yep.
You know what? We're still competitive, so don't get me wrong. Our Toyota and Chevy store are going to do the best to work that or to make sure that customer is getting the best service at their different brand. And we are different ownership. We're all independent car dealerships under the Ontario Auto Center umbrella.
Okay.
So in that instance, yes, we're still a competitive market, but we do appreciate that we are the one-stop place to go. Similar, and I use this example a lot, similar if I go to like the Ontario Mills, which has a Nordstrom's and a Macy's, there's going to be stuff that I like here, and there's going to be stuff that I like here, and I'm going to go to both for different reasons.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Nordstrom Rack. You get the discounts there.
Yeah, we're more of a Kmart.
Yeah,
mainly Kmart.
Jeff and I go to the Kmart, so we know where we rank.
There you go.
So your range of cars, you go from, let's say you said you had some Toyotas and you said you had some Maseratis. So you go from an entry-level car to, for me, Maserati, kind of one of those extreme supercars, exotic cars. So and you cover that full range of cars, of the Oriental imports, the domestics, the European imports as well. So kind of gives Ontario a one-stop shop for most customers.
Yeah, you know what? And that's what I love about it, because a lot of people, they'll go in thinking they want a Toyota, and then they drive by Hyundai and maybe they see something different at Hyundai. And Hyundai's been like a sleepy brand for so long, and now it's really heating up. And it's one that people don't think about top of mind. They have a huge electric vehicle lineup. But that's another piece of it, is like they're so used to one that they're being able to consider the other. And that is for that shopper who loves to go in and do the whole day, like trying different cars, you can do that, right? You can actually test drive the Hyundai, the Nissan, the Toyota, the Ford, and go through the whole thing. Or maybe you just want to go try the Jeep, right? And try something completely different. The other thing that I see that's really cool about this situation for an auto center where you have so many different brands is that there's a family is very diverse in what they're driving. Not everyone's driving a Toyota, not everyone's driving a Chevy. Everyone's driving a different car, right? Like maybe the mom wants a BMW, and maybe the son wants the 4Runner, and maybe, the father wants, I'm not sure, like the Genesis, something else. But that's the other piece, is that we can actually have like it can be one place for the family to go shopping, but everyone look at a different car and kind of experience the different brands.
What % of vehicles currently new cars are you selling that you're selling straight off the truck as opposed to a standing inventory?
You know what? It's going to vary by manufacturer, but I would say it's up 70 to 80%. Like, it's very high. For Toyota, it's probably higher than that. Most are sold, and that's what's interesting about the car business as well. So we still have those manufacturers where are these brands that are still having it's already sold, right? Anything we get on the lot, it's already sold. So basically, our cars people are delivery specialists. They're not even selling their car because it's already done. But what happens is when the economy starts slowing down and it's not that aggressive as it is, we're having a bit of atrophy where we're having to remind our salespeople, these are the best practices. This is how you sell cars. We're actually getting, because we've got a little, a little atrophy, right? When you're not using that muscle, it kind of like gets a little lazy. Well, that's what we're kind of dealing with, and making sure that we have the best practices out in front, which has been interesting, but it's good. Figured it out.
Jillian, it is a real education to talk to you.
No kidding.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Best of luck to you out there.
Appreciate
Keep up the
your
good
time.
work. Jillian Romero Chaves, and she is the president of the Ontario Auto Center. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Have
Thank
a good
you.
one.
You too.
bet.
That's pretty cool.
Very
nice
cool.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, you got to talk. You got to think this is in SoCal and what she calls the Inland Empire, which is east of LA.
Yep.
That's a monster operation.
That is
That's not just some little willy-nilly dealership. That's a huge operation of different rooftops.
Yeah.
And she's responsible for all of it.
at her young age.
Yeah.
Well, you can see why, though. She's smart. She's got it together.
Right.
She
Yes.
knows her stuff.
Clearly understands the business.
So I have a couple of
Absolutely.
things though I'm going to ask of you. One is the events calendar, and the other one is the car clinic.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And and how do you want to do that? What would you like to go first?
Well, let's do the car clinic.
All right, let's do the car clinic.
8 things you should know before buying a pickup truck.
We're starting at 8.
8 things you should know before buying a pickup truck.
What kind of pickup truck do you want?
Well, you're going to buy a
Capability.
pickup truck. Think of the things you need to know before you buy a truck.
Well, I'm thinking truck now. The
Pulling?
first thing I want is capability. So we want towing and hauling.
Okay. How about people might ask you to help them to move? Let's think outside
Hell
the box.
no. That
You buy a
office is
pickup
closed.
truck. You buy a pickup truck. Friends and neighbors are going to ask you to help them move.
That
Here are the
happened to you
keys.
with the van.
That's part of
Didn't
the
that happen
pickup
to you with the
truck.
van?
Yes, it did.
It's one of the most popular favors people ask people who buy a pickup truck. You no longer have to worry about cargo space. So I'm kind of thinking not the mechanical things of the truck, but the ethereal things about the truck.
Oh,
Theoretically.
that.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
So you no longer have to worry about cargo space, because you're going to have tons of space, and most trucks today are 4 doors. Very few 2-door trucks are sold.
I don't
But
even-
does that
Regular
include the
cabs are
kind of
sold.
Colorado Mike just reviewed
Yes.
versus a big full size?
Well, it's the difference of the two.
3500?
The two
You
trucks you're trying
put
to
smaller
buy.
couches. Put the love seat on the Colorado. And,
yeah.
Parking a truck can be difficult because
Most
if you're
definitely.
driving a long bed 4-door dually
Well, it doesn't
my
fit in a
gosh.
parking spot. We'll
anywhere.
tell you that
Sometimes
right.
it doesn't fit in a parking garage.
Oh,
Not
I
at
just
all.
dealt with that.
Oh, did you?
Nothing fits in the
Yeah.
parking garage with that thing that I had.
You always have to be prepared to give a hand. It's maybe you're not helping them move, but you're helping them go pick something up.
So
in
you're telling me
Costco.
more reasons why I should not buy a pickup
Then
truck.
don't you give them the finger first?
You need to find. They want to carry or tow heavier loads, which can require a little bit more power around them, and because of that, you're probably going to pay more at the pump, not just for gas, but also because most pickup trucks have a larger fuel tank. Typically, what is your Cadillac? Is it 18 gallons?
Yeah.
18 gallons. My Tahoe's 24 gallons. My van is 30 gallons. You can get some of these pickup trucks with a 36-gallon tank, 40-gallon tank.
And then you can put the reserve tank in the bed.
Oh my gosh, how much is it going to cost you to fill up? So that's another thing you need to know before buying a truck. Your truck is, like you said, here's my keys. People are going to want to borrow it all the time because they want to use a truck, but they don't want to buy a truck. So your truck may always be out on loan. And when it's out on loan, what are you doing? Oh, they're going to scratch it. Oh, they're going to dent it. Oh, they're going to run over a curb because they don't understand how long it is. That fear factor that you live. And then, depending on where you park, people will use your truck as a trash can.
Oh, absolutely. they will.
Walk by, throw that empty soda bottle, the empty
And then
Sonic,
it comes blowing out on the freeway,
And you get
didn't
the
put it
ticket
back
on
there.
littering.
and it rattles around 3 or 4 times, banging off the sides before it blows out.
Yep.
will you be ready for everything, including inclement weather? Pickup trucks, the water starts getting deep. you're going to want to be riding in a truck, and some trucks more so than others. So, those
And
are.
why is it the bigger the truck, the faster they go through the water and create this wake lapping at your front door of the house?
Yeah, the last flood we had that actually got water in our house wasn't from the truck, but the neighbor across the street stepped out in front of a truck with a shotgun in his hand.
Oh, gosh.
He slowed down.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So 8 things you need to be aware before buying a truck.
I want to live in your neighborhood.
There's another thing that you forgot. Just I want to touch on that point about the cans in the back. You got to have the sliding back glass, preferably the electric one, so that you can open it from the driver's seat and throw your cans out into the bed from the driver's seat.
Officer,
I put one of those in my 90 GMC I had.
There you
Put
go.
One of those in.
Wow.
Got to have it.
So
Okay.
a little different thing of why you need to consider what you're doing buying a truck.
Along with the fact what size motor you want,
Oh,
how big is the
Oh, well,
transmission,
there's that.
what is the rear gear going to be? Do you want air conditioning in it? What are you using it for?
Mhm.
Do you want rubber mats or do you want carpeted floor
You
mats?
want gas or electric?
Do you want
Gas or
6-passenger with a bench in the front? Because they
5
still offer
passenger
that.
console?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different variables when it comes to buying pickup trucks.
So,
Okay.
upcoming events. September 3rd, the Chick-fil-A in Magnolia is having their Fast Cars and Freedom Car Show. And that's going to be on Saturday, September the 3rd. Monday, September the 5th, the Labor Day's 3rd Annual Car and Bike Show at Commercial Drive in Rosenberg. September 10th, the 5th Annual Car Show at Lake Church. Also September 10th.
Lake Church.
Yeah, out Mike's Way.
Oh, there's a city called Lake Church?
No, there's a church called Lake Church. Out in the Golden Triangle. Saturday, September 10th is Feed the Bug Show at El Jardin Beach.
Feed the bug.
That's going to be cool. Volkswagen people are really pretty cool.
Creative.
The Classic Car Show on Old Washington Road in Hockley is September 17th. And then Hot Rod Madness at the Rock Sports Grill on Louetta here in Houston. That's October 9th.
Awesome.
So those are upcoming events.
And I have to tell you that I did all of the car stories that I wanted to get in this morning,
Oh,
which is a rarity because normally I don't get all of them in. But because of our conversation with the electrics,
And if you're interested, Houston Raceway Park's Baytown 2023 schedule is going to be released at the end of this week.
and
So to see what's going on, because they do have plans for 2023 before they close, and I think they're going to try and kick off some pretty cool stuff.
do you know when a man opens the door for a woman in a car, it's either a new car or a new woman.
huh?
Yeah.
You know,
And the more parts that you put on a vehicle, the more that vehicle becomes Chinese.
you've been shopping in the J.C. Whitney catalog again.
That's
haven't
what it
you?
No,
sounds
because all
like.
the parts are made in China, so the more parts you put on a car, the more.
Not
Become-
all of them are made in China.
Yeah,
Most of them maybe, but not
Okay.
all.
Depending on your car.
Some are made in Korea
Yeah.
That's
Or
it.
Taiwan.
Or
Taiwan.
or Chinese Taiwan is what you're supposed to call it. Otherwise, they're
I
going to
don't think so.
get mad at you.
Yeah, well, you'd have to ask Nancy Pelosi. She'd know.
Yeah. Or her son.
Or her son. Or her,
So-
no, her husband's left home. He's
It-
in the drunk
He's,
tank.
he's,
And-
well,
and
no,
don't-
he's not in the drunk tank, but he's a drunk.
Did he go to
driver.
rehab?
Drunk driver. No, he won't pay any penalty.
No.
He won't pay any penalty.
And I bet you
even
that
though he
the
injured
guys that gave
somebody.
him the ticket and arrested him probably don't have a job anymore. Be my guess.
They're in
Speaking
some
of
state
which-
park.
What? I don't have a job anymore
No.
either?
First Saturday in October, I didn't hear it on Conrad's deal, but we are going to be at Woody's Waterfront Car Show down in San Leon. We're going to be doing our broadcasts from there.
Very nice.
And,
let's
and the
not forget.
17th of September is Tailpipes and Tacos
Yes.
at Loopy Tortillas.
Yeah, so make plans to do it, especially the most one that's closest to us is September the 17th, where we'll have our next remote broadcast. We haven't had a remote broadcast in a
Yeah,
while.
it's been hot. It hasn't bothered me not to be out in the heat.
And one of the
Exactly.
things with Lupe is the tacos that you buy at the restaurant there, the proceeds go to Shirley's Kids.
Mhm.
So
Which
it's
is a
The tacos, the coffee, the
coffee,
adult
yeah,
a
beverages.
charity started by
yep.
Shirley Muldowney, serving kids.
it all goes there. And subscribe to the show. It's all good
Go
stuff.
to YouTube, catch us on YouTube, and hit that little red button that says subscribe.
Please. Please, we're begging.
please,
We're not
please.
begging you.
Or Conrad will come to your house.
And work on your car and the ignition
Oh,
switch.
no.
What car are you going to review next week, Morris?
The Kia. I'll tell you just a second.
That's okay. We ain't got time for you to
TikTok.
think about it.
TikTok, TikTok.
And I'll be reviewing that thing that I'm driving. The
Kia
Buick.
Seltos.
Kia Seltos. Okay. All right.
Don't you
We're going
know?
to take a quick break, and we're going to wrap up today's show right after this. Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Loopy's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rod, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Real Time Car Talk. Well, I think you know what that sound means.
It is.
We're saying goodbye. That's a wrap for this week's In Real Time Car Talk Show. When you're on Facebook, check out our page. Give us a like. Tell your friends about us. Share our junk if you would, please. You'll get Conrad's Unicorn Hunting features, along with all things automotive all week long, for free. That includes new car reviews, upcoming events, cruise-ins, racing events, and other goodies as well. You can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the iHeart Radio app. In Wheel Time can be heard and seen live on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central Time. 30-minute podcasts are available from your favorite podcast providers 7 days a week. The In Wheel Time Chief Engineer is David Ainsley. Our Marketing Advertising Manager and Video Technical Director is We Need More, Jeff Zekin. For Booking Agent and Podcast Guru, Mike Mars, and his royalty, King Conrad DeLong, I'm Don Armstrong. Today's In Real Time Car Talk Show was produced by Susie Armstrong. Be sure and join us again for our next live 3-hour In Real Time Car Talk Show, Saturday, August 27th, 2022, starting at 8 a.m. Central Time on all of our In Real Time Car Talk outlets right here on the Smoke and Mirrors Network. Stay cool, and so long for now. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.